Hi and welcome back to CC Convos. Today I'm going to give you a tour of all the easiest houseplants that I've had, a quick overview and care tips. And right now I really love low maintenance, easy to take care of plants that look cool and are interesting. So come along and I'll show you what they are. Let's jump right into it with the ZZ plant. This plant is so easy. I honestly just forget about it and water it whenever I think about it or when it's really starting to droop, then I'll water it. I've never repotted it and I've had it for about 3 years now and it's still happy. It's still growing and it looks great. And plants that have this dark green color, they do really well with lower lighting. So this is an east facing window. Sometimes I open it up brighter and sometimes I don't. And this plant does great in any location that I put it. Now let's talk about propagations. Honestly, the easiest way to have plants and really not take care of them other than maybe changing the water like once a week is to put plant cuttings in a vase of water. Right here is a pothos and it's been living in this jar of water for years. And it stays relatively small because it's not really close to a window and it's in a small vase, but it hasn't died. It still looks great and I just changed the water maybe once a month in there. Staying on the topic of plants growing in water, this is a philodendron splendid, and a philodendron splendid is a pretty easy plant in my opinion to take care of, but it's kind of unruly. It grows very viney and it was just kind of getting a hot mess in my house. So I decided to take some cuttings and then I put the base of the plant outside on my patio so that it can regrow. And these are actually 3 cuttings that I'm going to sell. But it's been living in water and growing roots and been happy. And it looks really pretty here on this shelf that I have. And there's really no care needed for this. So honestly, water propagations are a very easy way to have houseplants and take care of them. Another cool plant that I have is called a staghorn fern. And this plant, I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it actually is. The plant itself, you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, and this one was about $7. Then I decided to mount it myself. So this is actually like a wooden dish from Ross. I got it for about $5. And I just put some tung oil on it to waterproof it some more, but you don't even have to do that. Then I put sphagnum moss and tied it on. If you want to see a tour on how I actually mounted this, then just let me know and I can make a video. This plant is pretty far away from the window and it does totally fine. I just water it. Honestly, I probably should water it every few days or missed it, but I don't. I don't like high humidity in my house. So I just water this probably once a week and it has still looked great for probably about a year now. All right, now we have rubber trees, and rubber trees are super easy. I have this color variety, and this one I keep closer to the window because a lot of variegated plants actually need a little bit brighter light because they have less green color to photosynthesize. So this variety that is a variegated rubber tree, I keep closer to the window. I water this thing, probably once a month. And I just have some rocks on the top. This plant will tell me when it needs to be watered. It really just starts drooping and then I water it. It pops back up. I've had this plant for years. It is so easy. It is so tolerant to changes in temperature and lighting, care. Really, you can neglect this plant and it's always happy. Very resistant to pests. It's so easy. I even have the other variety. It has darker foliage and that one is really happy and you can actually keep that one a little further away from the window. Here's a cute little plant that I have. This is actually an air plant, and this is some pottery that I got from a little market that somebody made. It's a little puffer fish, and this is a really cool way to display like a little plant, add some greenery to your house, but also make it look interesting. This plant, just periodically, I put in a little bowl of spring water, bottled water, and water it. The next plant is gonna be a violet. And I've had this violet for, I'm probably about 6 months or maybe more. Not sure. I got it from my aunt and it came in a self-watering pot. And the self-watering pot is what makes this plant super easy and just like the easiest to take care of. This plant is constantly blooming for me and it's just super happy. It's so easy. I just fill up the water reservoir, which is this pot, with some water, and that's it. I have a care video on taking care of violets and I go more in depth on how to take care of them, but I've found in my experience that violets are very easy to take care of, especially with a self-watering pot. And in my experience, it's not necessarily the plant itself that's easy, but the way that you're taking care of it or what you have it placed in. So a lot of plants that maybe are a little bit harder to take care of, if you have a cutting, they might grow easier in water and be easier to take care of, or violets growing in self-watering pots or plants that do well with a wicking system would be easier to take care of. Setup that I have that is very easy to take care of would be a terrarium. I recently just put these plants inside of here, and this is just like cuttings from my parents' yard, but this is super easy to take care of. I put activated charcoal at the bottom, some rocks from the Dollar Tree, sphagnum moss, and then I just went outside, picked up some moss that I saw growing on the ground, and placed it in here. This is a $10 glass container from Walmart, and this doesn't see very much light. I'm experimenting with this little light up here to just like make it prettier to display, but this is pretty far from the window and it just grows really easily. I barely have to water it, and it's a cool, interesting piece for the bookshelf. This light, like I said, I'm experimenting with it. This is a light that I found outside, so I'm gonna fix it up and make it look pretty cool over here. I think it makes it interesting. Okay, I have one more plant for you, and this plant is a Hoya plant. And in my experience, these plants, they can grow really well inside, but like they don't really grow, they just don't die. So they basically just look the same as when you first buy them. So, but my goal with Hoya plants was that I wanted them to bloom. So I decided to take my Hoya plants and place them outside, and they have done so much better for me. So they're very easy to take care of indoors in the sense that they don't die. And they will look basically the same as when you first bought them. And you can put them like in any lighting, but they will not thrive, bloom, or get larger indoors, in my opinion. Maybe if you have grow lights or humidifiers or certain things, they might do better. But I don't like to keep my house very humid, and I don't want any grow lights. Most of these plants were grown indoors, but you can even make some plants that maybe you don't have great luck growing them indoors, easy house plants, by growing them outdoors. So for me, the Hoyas have done way better outside, and my Monstera Thai constellation was getting really large and leggy inside, so I decided to cut it, propagate it, and sell those cuttings and place it outside. And when I placed it outside, now it has 2 plants off the base that I cut it, and they are doing amazing. So sometimes it's just about placement, which makes them easier, or it's how you're growing them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked this video and are feeling creative to do new things with your plants. Or if you're new to plants, get some plants that look cool and are easy to take care of so that you can bring some life into your home.